Welcome back to the Arash Markazi Show, presented by the Sporting Tribune on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio in Southern California, 98.5 The Bet in Las Vegas, and the Hawaii Sports Radio Network, 95.1 FM and AM 760 in Hawaii. Just as a reminder, if you have a question or comment, just want to win tickets to an upcoming game in Southern California, Las Vegas, or Hawaii, call our hotline 310-400-0340. Let's go after the Circus Sports Guest hotline right now, and I've been looking forward to this one. Mason Gordon, the founder of Slamball. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am for this. By the way, there's been so much talk about Las Vegas being the center of the sports world, and I got to say, you got to include Slamball in this. Yes, it's the F1, Super Bowl, Summer League, WNBA All-Star Game. It's also the home of Slamball. Mason, how are you?
I'm so good, Arash. I'm such a big fan. I'm so excited to be on your show. Yeah, I keep saying that. Like, Las Vegas is the sports epicenter of America, but let's not. And F1's coming and Super Bowl's coming. But Slam is about to kick off, and people have been waiting for this for a long time. We're back by popular demand, and we can't wait to debut on ESPN here in a few short days.
So, Mason, I mean, this had a cult following. I was a part of that group that loved the concept. What was the turning point? Again, you raised a ton of money, so there was a lot of people who believed in this concept as well. Tell me how it came to be where you thought, hey, like, I think there's a time here. I think there's a moment. Let's bring Slamball back.
Yeah, so when people saw this on cable television many, many years ago, I feel like we pressed a button in hearts and minds that never really got unpressed. You know, it's like we keep running into Slamball fans everywhere we go, and they're so excited about the level of this thing and that, you know, it's live and engageable and bettable. And that's what my partner and I have always been telling ourselves as we've gone through this. We're not going to bring it back until it's got to be all those elements together. And with the opportunity with ESPN, it was too good for us to pass up. So we went out to the capital markets. People thought the timing was right. We went out to broadcasters, and every single sports channel made us an offer. People get it now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the concept. It's one of those shows that when you watch it on television, you can't change the channel. There's no way if a Slamball game is happening, you're not changing the channel. Is there any tweaks? Is there any changes? If the fans of Slamball who love the show and love the concept before, what tweaks or what changes can fans expect?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what the biggest difference is that it used to be we would have football players show up at our tryouts, and they were about 20% of our athlete base, right? But those football players had an outsized impact to the Slamball sport. They were MVPs. They led the league in scoring. So we really, when we went out into the athletic pool out there, we decided to pull about half basketball players and half football players. So if you enjoyed the physicality of Slamball in the past, I think you'll see a lot more of that, because it's truly now more than ever where football and basketball cultures collide.
No,
Mason, thank you again for joining us. For our younger audience, how is it different than regular basketball? Is it still 5-on-5? People that may have not seen it before, how are the rules different, the basic rules?
Absolutely. So Slamball is hostile, mobile, and agile. We're unapologetically high-flying and unapologetically hard-hitting. It's 4-on-4 hockey-style substitutions, so everything is always going at a top pace. And then you have competition spring beds or trampolines that are inside the three-point line. So that's kind of where the video game mentality comes in. And that is launching players up to 18 feet off the game floor. So you get the most incredible confrontations in front of the rim, the most incredible creative expressions in the air. But then you also have the thumpers in the open court that are trying to blow up somebody with a big hit and get the ball going the other way.
You know, for many that didn't watch Slamball, first off, rest in peace to Fox Sports Net. But basically, if it wasn't for Slamball, someone like Draymond Green wouldn't have been as successful as he is throughout his NBA career. One question I do have to ask, like, it's been cool to see in this era of streaming some sports. I mean, F1's probably the biggest one to benefit, but a lot of leagues now really going into, you know, how do I call it? Kind of documenting the behind the scenes. So I'm curious with Slamball, are there any plans for that just outside of the actual presentations that'll be on ESPN?
I love that you asked that. So I've actually spent the last 9 years working as a producer and a director with Mandalay Sports Media. The last 3 years as the president of the company. So we did The Last Dance, we did The Captain, we did Redeem Team, stuff that's on your rotation. So we're really proud of the work that we've done in the storytelling space. And I took that job because I always thought this opportunity would come back around, and I wanted to be a better storyteller, to be able to tell people what's special about the sport and what's special about these players. So we're working on a documentary now, but we've been approached by some of the biggest companies in the world about following this in more of a Drive to Survive type format.
As you bring up Captain, I do want to say Derek Jeter overrated. I also want to let people know.
He's from Cleveland. He's from Cleveland.
It doesn't matter where I'm from. I've seen baseball before. Anyway,
oh my God.
those that are watching us on YouTube, by the way, I'm just gonna say, please pay attention to Mason's screen and some of his surroundings, because you may be seeing some of these things later. Continue.
Wait, by the way, breaking news on the Arash Markazi Show. I mean, that's the jersey. But by the way, you don't have to wait too long. I'm very excited for this. And by the way, Pac-12 Media Day is going to be in Las Vegas, July 21st. And I only bring that up because that is the first day. If you're a fan, and again, I mean, I loved watching it on TV. I've never seen it in person. So Friday, July 21st, it'll be at the Cox Pavilion at UNLV. If you want to go, UNLVtickets.com. You can get in the door for $30. But Adrian, if you want to splurge, I know you're a courtside VIP guy. Courtside VIP $125. Maybe you might get hit or something like that happen. How much is that? You want fans to be there, fans to like go there with the families and really have a great time.
If you listen to anything I say today, it's that if you have any chance to see the sport live, it will blow your mind. It's literally a perfect fusion of the best elements of basketball, football, and hockey into one game that everyone can get excited for. It's great for families. It's great for bachelor parties. It's great for a night out with the fellas. I'm telling you, this thing is gonna thump. So get your tickets now. Tickets are going fast, and try to get up on the glass so you can bang on it.
I love that. I love that.
Goose.
We gotta go. Hey, so speaking of documentaries, and this was very unique. I kind of want to get your perspective on how this happened. There were 2 American Gladiator documentaries. There was one on ESPN. I think there was one on Hulu. I bring this up because this is sort of like the same concept where you're watching this on TV. And again, these guys have a lot of talent and skill, but I can totally imagine someone watching this saying, like, I got to try out for this next year. Are you hoping that people out there are kind of watching this thinking that next season I'm going to train and I want to be in Slamball?
Yeah, let me tell you, like, as soon as the ESPN announcement went out, the calls that we're getting right now are like, I played football for the University of Alabama and won 2 national championships. I want to play Slamball. And we're like, nope. Too late. So call us next year. So really what it comes down to is that we are going to pipeline the best, most explosive athletes out of major basketball and college football programs across the country, right? You know, your favorite college basketball team, the second guy off the bench is like the craziest athlete in a 10-mile radius. And you're like, why doesn't this guy play more? It's because he's a Slamball player. He's not an NBA player. He's not an NFL player, but his athleticism is off the charts. And in Slamball, we say that in the air, athleticism rules. So if you want to see the most unhinged, creative, incredible, explosive, daredevil athletes, Slamball is where it's at.
What was the driving force behind coming to Las Vegas? Again, I think the majority of professional sports leagues are coming here. Was it something about it? Was it turnkey? What made Las Vegas the perfect home?
The perfect home because it's rapidly becoming the sports epicenter of America. And You guys have apex entertainment credibility. And let's face it, Slamball is the most entertaining sport on the planet. So the opportunity to be able to platform Slamball here, I think was too good to pass up. And I'm not just out here for the summer. I moved my family out here. I moved my out here. We're going to build a global business right out of Las Vegas here. And it all kicks off in a couple days over at Cox Pavilion next Friday.
This is incredible. And I do want to ask, like, if you could be as specific as possible from it being like the first serious conversation of let's bring this back into everything that's gone on, from the tryouts to the teams to the kits behind you, just everything, and setting this up. Like, how long of a process was that?
It was about a year. So, you know, we went out into capital markets and we were just like, let's just see what people think. Honestly, people started posting these hashtag bring back Slamball videos, and we weren't doing it. It was like Barstool. It was Overtime Elite. It was ESPN's Instagram. It was Jason Tatum. And so when all this stuff was happening and that media got over 500 million views, we were like, let's just go talk to people and see what they think. And it's been a really challenging capital environment, and we were oversubscribed in just a few months. So when that happened, we were like, wow. And then we went out to broadcasters, and for us to get an offer from every single sports broadcaster, and we could pick our partner, like, that was bananas. So it's one of those things, like, you know, everybody out there listening to your show has a little dream in their heart, whether it's a song or a TikTok video or a script that they wrote or a novel that they're working on. And sometimes the timing's just not right. And I hear a lot that we were before our time and Slamball was before its time. And if it came out in the age of social media, it would be a rocket ship. So that's what we're expecting. And bottom line is we're going to put on a great show.
What is a griff, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, the Griffins. The Griffins.
Oh, Griff.
Don't be disrespectful.
Griffies. I'm sorry. No, it's a really cool design. I was going to ask, how many teams are there going to be? Do we know?
Yeah, there are 8 teams. We brought back the OG Mob, the OG Rumble, and the OG Slashers. But we have 5 brand new teams, including the Lava, and they're going to be programmed on our opening night, including the #1 overall draft pick, Bryce Morange, who is really something special. He is really exciting. We've never had a player in our program that can literally do everything at the highest level. And not to put any pressure on him, but this kid's going to bring it.
Armand, former champion Chicago Mob, by the way. Sorry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, how important, and this probably goes without saying, I mean, a TV partner here. I mean, every game will be easily accessible if you have ESPN, if you have ESPN Plus. I mean, again, I'm sure there was a ton of people who wanted this type of programming during the summer. Yeah. How important was it to align yourselves with the #1 sports TV provider?
Well, it certainly helped that, you know, as the president of Mandalay Sports Media and working with my co-founder, Mike Tolan, who's one of the biggest film producers and documentary producers of all time. So we have great relationships with ESPN, having produced a lot of their premium programming. We've won Emmys with ESPN. We've got great relationships over there. So it's of apex importance. It's really the idea that Slamball is back, baby, and it's on ESPN is a conversation ender with respect to, is this a legitimate sport? Is this a this? Is this a that? All those questions are in our rearview mirror with this partnership, and we can just focus on putting the best possible live sport in front of people.
Again, it begins Friday, July 21st. Slamball, it's opening night, 7 p.m. on ESPN. And it all culminates with the Slamball Championship game Thursday on August 17th on ESPN as well. I mean, how excited are you just to have this kind of beginning of the season? And again, people can follow this. I mean, from the beginning, July 21st, all the way to the championship game.
Absolutely. Look, guys, like Slamball is played by basketball and football background athletes in between basketball and football seasons when basketball and football aren't available. Like, you don't have to squint very hard to see the opportunity for scale here. So we want people to come out, come to as many games as you can. The playoffs are going to be bananas. So we're really excited about our opportunity to come in here and tell a great story of this sport that started in a warehouse on a court made out of spare parts 20 years ago. I was the mental patient that thought this was a good idea at the time. And we've been fighting all this time to get to this place where it's live and you can really check it out and really follow it as a fan. So I couldn't be happier, and I'm so excited that people are seeing the vision here. And I think if you're missing the Raiders, which a lot of people are, if you're missing the Golden Knights, if you've got that sports itch to scratch, we're what's it.
Oh, exactly. And again, it's a perfect time. You got kind of like a slow time of year. Again, no basketball, no football. So this definitely, if you're a basketball fan, again, it's the one sport that I'm telling you, you're not going to change the dial when you see it on TV. Again, tickets available, unlvtickets.com. You can get in the door for $30. I mean, in a time where you can't get a lot for that's a great bargain. Mason Gordon, it is such a pleasure to have you on the show. I am the #1 fan. I'm going to be there July 21st, right after Pac-12 Media Day here in Vegas. I'll get the crew to join me. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. This was awesome.
Thank you.
So, Adrian, you and I have to go out there, my man. You and I have to head out there.
You don't know this. This is a green screen. I'm already waiting. Like, everyone's trying to go in for Summer League. I'm just waiting. This is exciting. I got highlights. I got the Mob versus the Rumble. Like, Armand, you have no idea. Like, first off, rest in peace again to Fox Sports Net, to Spike TV. Some of these places.
That's right.
Slamball, TNN before it was Spike TV. Or was it? It wasn't CNN. It was TNN. Like,
TNN.
It was Slamball and the best damn sports show, period. Like, it was those two things. Those two phrases that I just told you don't mean anything to you. I could see it in your eyes.
Well, Adrian, I forgot how young our co-host was, because he's like, yeah, for like younger. And I was like, yeah, back in 2008, like Armani Buckets was just a baby. He doesn't remember Slamball OG.
I remember what it was, but I didn't really watch it. But when I saw the viral clips that Mason was talking about, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I've seen this before. But I remember seeing tons of what he was talking about, those viral clips on social media. And I'm excited. I mean, I'm gonna definitely check it out. I'm excited to see what it's about.
Because I was wondering about that, because you were a basketball purist. You played, you coached the game. I mean, obviously this is not, it's not basketball. It's a totally different sport.
Mike and drills, everything.
You are excited for this? I mean, will you give it a chance?
Yeah, I think that the fact that it's, like he said, between football and basketball season is perfect, because right now, someone like myself, as much as I like attending a baseball game, baseball right now is not really my thing. So Slamball would definitely be something that I would tune into. I don't like to get into the Netflix rabbit holes and all those things. I like to watch sports. So if there's sports on television and it's a form of basketball, yeah, I would definitely have to try it.
Well, you talk about tuning in and watching stuff. I do have to say, before we get out of here and send everyone into their weekend, this was the first week that the entire shows are available currently for free on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe at youtube.com @The Sporting Trib. As we move on to the weeks, we'll start rolling out our more condensed clips on social media, on TikTok, throughout everywhere, wherever you're at, we're going to be at. But yeah, we're on video. Like I said, Mason had some kits in the background for some of the teams. That was a reveal. That was a premiere. So once again, be sure to subscribe, youtube.com /@sportingtrib.
Again, and not just for the show, although we're so happy to have the show on YouTube. We're talking to other streaming services and providers, so you'll be able to watch the show on TV as well. But again, all the great content that our reporters do around town in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, in Hawaii. You'll see Adrian Hernandez on a red carpet. You'll see Marissa Flores on a red carpet. You'll see me at maybe a red carpet. I don't know. But, there's a lot of content, right? There's a lot of content you'll get on the YouTube page these days. So we're growing slowly but surely, but this is a big part of it, for us to come to you, however you get your content and sports news. And again, we've had a lot of fun talking about the future of sports media, sports journalism. We're going to continue that conversation as we try to, on our end, figure it out ourselves, which has been a lot of fun to do. So that's all the time we have for today. It's been an amazing week, again, for this show and for the Tribune, a historic week as we begin to kind of grow this small company into something larger. Thank you so much for being along for the ride. We appreciate you guys. Love it, baby. That's all the time we have for today. Let's do it again next week. Until then, this is Arash Markazi saying stay safe and stay healthy.